Hello friends, it's ADHD Dude back with another video, and today we'll be talking again about my bullet journal because I have been making some improvements to it, and I mentioned some of it in a last video, but I'm going to go kind of more into depth on things in this one about what sort of things I use and how I'm organizing this to try to be better. So first things first, I'm going to go more into depth about what materials I use in my bullet journal. First things first is the actual bullet journal itself. I got it at Barnes & Noble for like 20 bucks. I don't remember exactly what brand it is, but it's one that actually has like bullet journal imprinted into the cover. It came with some stuff, and at the back it kind of gives tips and other things about, bullet journaling 101 essentially, just kind of like telling you different things about what a bullet journal is and what to do in it. Then, for writing, I already mentioned this, but I use the Papermate Flair pens, and I have a bunch of different colors that I use to kind of keep my bullet journal more colorful, more fun, because otherwise I get bored too easily if it's too bland, and so this gives me the opportunity to be able to be as colorful as I want. Along with the Papermate Flair pens, in my other pencil bag, because there was not enough space, I just have a bunch of markers, the Crayola brand. It was just like a 20-pack of markers from either Walmart or the bookstore, but I used those also for coloring and trying to get things to look more pretty, more fun, because otherwise, again, I get too bored if things are too plain, and it's not much fun when it's just black and white, in my opinion, but, you know, you do you. If you like black and white, do black and white. I'm not gonna judge you. Alright, for mistakes, because they are bound to happen in this sort of thing, I use the Bic Whiteout Mini, where it's like one of the whiteout tapes, but it has a cover on it so that you twist down so that you can carry it around without it getting all jacked up and getting pulled out and broken, and then it's unusable. Also, it appears that in it there is a small screw type thing for if you break it. I'm not sure, I'm not going to test it, but maybe when it's empty I'll fidget with it and find out what happens. Next is what I use for marking pages. I use these Post-it note brand flags that I can just stick to the pages and move them whenever I want to. There is a warning on the back though that it may lift some inks, so you need to be careful when doing that to make sure it doesn't like screw up all of your hard work. Another thing that I keep in my book bag for my bullet journal, which you'll see why in a minute, is a bunch of small Post-it notes. These are, I think, like maybe 2-inch Post-it notes, but I'm not entirely sure. But I use them for various things in my bullet journal, and you'll see one example in a minute. I plan on using it for more things in the future. One thing that I use for straight edges and sometimes to make nice circles is this Mapped Study geometry set. It comes with 10 pieces, and it has a small ruler, an eraser, some triangle boys, pencil, but I only really use the ruler and sometimes the compass out of it, but I plan on kind of getting more into using this. I got it for $7 at my university bookstore, so it wasn't that expensive. So, now, getting into the bullet journal and some of the changes that I've made. One of them I mentioned in a previous video are the flags that I have along the edge, where the blue is the next empty page, the yellow is for school, the green is for writing, and then the red is for trackers. Because that way I can easily just flip to a page like, oh, I need to get to my daily goals tracker, bam, just flip to the flag, and I'm there. And as you guys can see, I have gotten a lot better about actually making sure to track my daily goals, and I've been proud of myself in how far I've come on that front. And then another change, well, not really change that I've done, but I did attempt to do a weekly spread across 2 pages where it went from Sunday the 27th to Saturday, February 2nd, and then in the last block, since you know there's only 7 days in a week, I put notes and then like some upcoming things for the next week. And I went in the rainbow theme because I figured make it colorful, make it fun, so for the dates I use a darker shade of the color, and then for the information underneath I typically use a lighter color other than orange because I only have the one shade of orange. And then there's Saturday, February 26th on there too, because I liked it and I wanted an excuse to use some stickers because I was honestly quite bored. Also, one more thing on this page is at the bottom of the days, I put a star followed by, if there's like a quiz in a class or something I needed to do, or if there's auditions or something I was doing that night, so that I knew what was going on. The main use here for the sticky notes was for the upcoming appointments page, so that I can easily change when the date of the appointment is. If you saw my last video, my psych appointment was yesterday, and so we scheduled the next one, so that sticky note changed. And I have blocks where this one's labeled for psych appointments, this one's for dental appointments, this one's for eye doctor appointments. I think they're optometrists, but don't quote me on that because I don't know, I'm not a doctor. The other three I'll figure out as I need them, and so that is how that works. And then for the next page, as you can see, it's a February month starter because, as mentioned in the last video that I talked about this, I was not using my planner effectively because I would forget to use it, and so this way, I was forgetting to use my bullet journal, I was forgetting to use my planner. I figure if my bullet journal is also my planner, maybe I'll do both of them more often and actually get the stuff done that I need to get done. So one thing that I know that people do is they do like the month at a glance, where they'll have like entire pages dedicated like a month, or they'll have their entire month across like 2 pages. But how I decided to do it is that I have my monthly, in which I made a tiny calendar and I use my different colors to mark the different dates, like midterms, quizzes, and holidays, birthdays that I know of. And then below that is my mood tracker, where I just made a small calendar, colored in black the days that don't exist for the month. And I have it where red is angry, orange is normal or uneventful, yellow is happy, content, green is productive and energetic, blue is sad, depressed, and anxious, and purple is unsure, who knows, because sometimes your mood is just a wild time. And so at the end of the day, I fill in whatever I felt the most for that day. As you can see, so far my month has been blue, orange, yellow, and green. So it's been an eventful month, but mostly positive so far. And then for the weekly, something that I changed for March, which you'll see in a minute, is that I went 8 days for a page to try to minimize how many pages I would need. I don't really like this setup, and I don't really like the March one either, but I'll show you that in a minute. But I plan on changing for April, trying to make it nicer. But as you can see here, I have listed that, like, which class is which color. Like, math is red, history is orange, ASL is green, and then creative writing is purple. And so I just use that color to be like, oh, there's not this class today, or I have a quiz or a test or midterms or finals or whatever it is. At the bottom, it's stuff for appointments, rehearsals for plays, etc. Like, Sunday I had a meeting, the first meeting for the play that I'm in, and then I have rehearsal Wednesday and Thursday. And then, homework, and just kind of using it as a planner. And it just continues like that. Valentine's Day has a sticker. This has a workshop that I need to do, the first color guard thing for the upcoming season in the fall, before auditions. And then on this page, I have notes and then my monthly goals, because I had space for it there. My monthly goals are just things I want to work on for the month in order to become better. And then on March, you can see I doodled. I recently also got some stickers from Walgreens that I'm going to use to decorate this page more, but I have not gotten around to that yet. But I drew a rainbow and a pot of gold because that's a stereotype and it's colorful and fun. So then with March, it's the same thing with the whole monthly glance and then my mood tracker. But this time I went by the actual weeks, like Sunday to Saturday, which for this page worked out because it's just, Friday, Saturday for the first week of March, and so the goals go on this page. One thing I didn't like that I did was that since it goes Sunday through Saturday, I originally wanted Saturday, Sunday to each be half a block, but because it starts on Sunday and ends on Saturday, Friday and Saturday had to be the split up block. And I'm not a huge fan of that, so I plan on changing that for April, but that's something that had to wait. And I mark things like daylight savings time, spring break goes across the bottom to when it is and when it ends, and then when classes resume. And then because I didn't want the 24th, the 30th, and then the 31st having its own page, I just split that up across the bottom so that it would fit better in my bullet journal. And then some new additions to pages is, for example, the memory page, in which I have the ticket from when I saw the Cranach show Hit the Wall, which, really good. Really good. It's about the Stonewall riots. It was amazing. But there's a ticket from that, and then underneath is the movie ticket from whenever I went to see Into the Spider-Verse with my best friend and their 2 younger twin brothers, which was a lot of fun. And then the last page that I have filled out so far is a wish list of things that I want. The only thing really on it at the moment is a weighted blanket, because I want a weighted blanket. So that's my bullet journal so far. I plan on probably making this kind of more of a running series, so be on the lookout for more bullet journal videos if you're interested in that. I'll just kind of keep documenting how I'm using it to organize myself and kind of showing the progress as I try to become a better person. So that's about it for this video. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.